So now we will talk about most important and usually largest cellular organelle inside of the cell, nucleus. And so it's mean we're talking about eukaryotic cells, only they have nucleus. And this is the cell, so this is cellular membrane showing here. And in here show nucleus. If we look on the nucleus higher up, we will see that it has membrane around it. This is the membrane. All nucleus, it's covered with membrane. Yes, and this we have dark circle in the middle of the nucleus called nucleolus. Nucleolus. So nucleolus, it's various ribosomes are made of, assemble, creating in here. And light part in here, light of this background in here, this is actually DNA molecule located in here. Inside this light structure called nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm with DNA. And nucleolus with RNA. This is in the middle in here, dark. Then this is nuclear membrane. Surround nucleus, it's organized. You see, it's like double in here. This is double layer, yes. And if we look even on the higher magnification, we can see this is one inner membrane, outer membrane. So this is like double membrane in here. They surround the nucleus. So this is called nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope made up of the two membranes, inner and outer membrane, but they have pores, nuclear pore, and this is it. You see, looking like a beautiful flowers with a pore inside, and here pore inside, and molecules can leave through this pore or come in to the nucleus or away from the nucleus through these pores. So overall, what is the function of the nucleus in the cell? It stores genetic information, such as DNA, and this is our cell's heredity. Also, nucleus coordinates this genetic information. It's coordinate cell activities, growth, metabolism, different reactions, chemicals, protein synthesis, reproduction, cell division. So anything, all activities inside of the cell, they regulated by the DNA, by the molecules and RNAs inside of the nucleus. So this is what important, very important structure. Next, we will talk about the other cellular organelles. They call mitochondria in here, and it's usually several mitochondria. They present in the both plants, animal, and fungi, and all these eukaryotic cells. All eukaryotic cells have mitochondria, and they have very special function. It's called cellular respiration or energy production. So let's start with structure of the mitochondria. So mitochondria made up of the two membranes, one outer membrane in here, and the other membrane, inner membrane, and it have this a lot of folds. Inner membrane of mitochondria have a lot of folds, and these folds called crista. And fluid inside of this crista, in here, inside of the mitochondria, called matrix. So in here, on the right, we can see showing this structure. So we have this is double membrane, two membranes. We can see they surround mitochondria, and one of this membrane, inner membrane, it will be folded and create these folds. This is folds, what in here shows, this is folds. This is crista. So this is a crista. It's fold of this inner membrane. And inside this is light part, this is the matrix. All this light part, this is the matrix. And again, what is the function of these membranes will be like always. In all these membranes, we will have different enzymes sitting on the inner and the outer membrane, everywhere. Any membrane have one function usually. It's inside of these organelles to hold different proteins, enzymes. But in the mitochondria, this enzyme perform very important function. They call cellular respiration or production of the ATP molecules. So these enzymes sitting on these membranes perform different chemical reactions, cellular respiration, during which a lot of ATP molecules produce and release in the cell. And cells then use these ATP molecules to perform different function. For example, active transport to achieve. Okay, so yeah. So nutrients, when we're eating some carbohydrates, for example, nutrients, they will penetrate from our digestive system, they will move to the blood, absorb, then they will move distributed through the blood to all our cells in the body. And inside of the body, these nutrients, carbohydrates, will go inside of each cell. These carbohydrates will move to the mitochondria. Because mitochondria need carbohydrates, they need also oxygen. So when we breathe air, it will be again absorbed in the blood and distributed to all our cells. So they will move also to each cell, to the mitochondria, and this is what will be used during these chemical reactions inside of the mitochondria to produce ATP molecules, a lot of them. So our food, glucose, our oxygen, what we breathe, all will move in our cells and mitochondria for one purpose, produce a lot of energy. Without energy, nothing will work inside of the cell. So we need this all the time. Next, cellular organelle called endoplasmic reticulum or ER. And if we look in here first on the right diagram, we can see in here nuclear envelope. Yes, this is with pores what we can see. And you can see how to the nuclear envelope, what is red I make, the other organelle membrane in here attached. And next structure in here form. So this is cellular organelle, purple, which directly attached to the nuclear membrane, nuclear envelope. This structure called endoplasmic reticulum. And we have two types of the endoplasmic reticulum. One, rough endoplasmic reticulum. It's rough, not smooth. So it means on the surface we have specialized structure, ribosomes. And here all these purple dots, this is all dots, this is ribosomes. So all this part of the endoplasmic reticulum have ribosomes on the surface, and it's called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum because it have ribosomes on the surface, and main function of it will be protein synthesis, because ribosome, what we will talk about next, they are structure which help our cell to produce, synthesize different proteins. But on the other hand, you can see in here the other type of the endoplasmic reticulum. Let's make it green in here. This type of the endoplasmic reticulum. And it's lack on the surface ribosome. This is why it's called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And main function of this lipid production, lipid biosynthesis. But if we talk about overall, what is the function of the endoplasmic reticulum, both rough and smooth, we can say synthesis of the macromolecules, biosynthesis of the macromolecules. On this left side, show electron micrograph. We see in here part of the nucleus. This is nuclear membrane. And we see mitochondria in here, little part. How we know? Because we see in here crystal, very beautiful, this inside of the membrane. So this is mitochondria. But what is this? Very close to the nucleus, this membrane. So all this membrane, they have little dots in here sitting on this membrane. It's a ribosome. So this is all very close to the nucleus. This is our rough endoplasmic reticulum. And here show 3D-dimensional model of the endoplasmic reticulum. So again, we see nuclear envelope in here. Then we see direct attachment to the other membrane, membranous structure. So this is first this part with ribosomes on the surface everywhere. This is our rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough ER, and it's attached directly to the other endoplasmic reticulum. Again, this is membrane covered tubes kind of, but they smooth. So this is our smooth endoplasmic reticulum, smooth ER. And here again show DNA inside, and here in form of the chromatin nucleolus in here, nuclear envelope in here with pores. This is the whole actually pore where molecules can go in and out of the nucleus, and direct attachment. And this is only show one type of the endoplasmic reticulum, rough, because we have these ribosomes in here.